We've got a lot on our list today, so we'll go ahead and get started. Did everybody get their spiritual gifts surveys? Well, let's check on your shape. Everybody get your shape done? You remember what shape stands for?
Spiritual gifts, heart, activities, abilities.
Abilities, yeah.
P, personality, and experiences.
Okay. Were there any sections of that you weren't able to complete that you need more explanation on? Or?
That's at home.
Any revelations from filling that out? Learn anything new about yourself? Or what kind of ministries you're designed for?
There's another?
And Miss Need, everything was really well explained, right? Okay, well, if you come up with some questions, don't hesitate to ask, and see me in the hallway. I'll see what I can do to help you if you can get through any of it. But once you kind of go through the shape and you see what your personality is, you see what your experiences are and the different things that you can offer to a ministry, and it's time to stop and look at the ministries that we either have or would like to have. And that's what all these lists are here tonight. We're just going to quickly go through them. This is not everything that this church does. If you think of something that you want added on the list, just tell me and I'll make sure it gets on there for the next class. If we come to one and it's a committee or an activity that you're involved in and you can say a word or two about it, we've got to keep our comments kind of short because there's so many. But we'd like to have personal experiences, so if you're involved in one of them and can give us a personal experience of that group, just let us know. Cindy has kind of set them up into different little categories. The first one being, if you have the gift of service, these are some of the different things that you might be well suited for. The gift of service oftentimes means you're behind the scenes and doing all the hard work. So, like the audio video committee, nobody ever sees the audio video committee, and nobody really thinks about them until they mess up.
Then they know somebody's there.
And then you think, so that's kind of a difficult committee to be on, but it's a very rewarding one, and it's one where we always need people. Glenna is going to come and talk to us about some of the different things, and she has to get down to choir. So I'm going to let her go and talk about some of the different things she's involved in, and then we'll get on with the rest.
Well, I don't have a prepared speech or anything, but I'll tell you about a few things that we're involved in. One of them is Feed My Sheep, and that's a ministry that we have here at the church. Every second and fourth Monday, we have a free meal for anybody in the community that needs it. And we usually feed 20 to 30 people on a regular basis, plus sometimes we have construction workers, and then of course the workers themselves that work will also eat with us. But we come in on Sunday afternoon. There's usually 3 or 4 of us that'll come in and prepare ahead of time what we can do, and then some of us come in as early as 8 or 8:30 on Monday morning and start cooking, and then usually by the time we get through cleaning up, it's usually 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And this last time we had some food left, quite a bit of food, and we carried it to the Shepherd's House in Tullahoma. That's always a problem, is if you have leftovers, you don't have enough for another meal you don't have enough to freeze for another meal. What do you do with it? So we have found that the Shepherd's House is in operation and is taking whatever we can give them. They're glad to get our leftovers. So we're going to have a Thanksgiving dinner Monday, and most of the time we could use some extra help. So that's one thing. Another thing that we're doing is we're making lap robes for a nursing home. And this is a very ambitious project. We just started in September, and we were asked if we could do something for the Manchester Community Living Center, which is Old Crestwood Nursing Home. Well, we have enough lap robes for all of the patients over there. We've crocheted and knitted most of them. However, if there's 1 or 2 that's made a throw that's quilted or fleece, but most of us are either knitting or crocheting. And we're also going to take some to United Regional if we have somebody there that needs one. We're going to take them to our own members who are patients in long-term care for their birthdays. We've got 3 who have birthdays in November. One's birthday is tomorrow. Miss Nell Banks will be 88. We're going to take her a Labro. We're going to take one to Pop Richardson. He will be 99 on the 18th of November. And then Miss Bobby Adler, Mrs. Adler's in Bailey Manor with Alzheimer's. We're going to take her one for her birthday in November. But most of the birthdays are in July, so we're going to take the rest of them as Christmas gifts. And then we're doing hats and scarves and throws and crocheted or knitted dishcloths, pot holders, and that sort of thing we're going to do for the Shepherd's House. And that's just a couple of the things. But you don't have to crochet or you don't have to knit to join us in the ministry, because we're probably going to take cookies or something like that when we go to Shepherd's House. We may get together and make brownies and carry them somewhere. If you know of any projects that you'd like to be involved in and you need for us to help you with, if you'll contact me or Wanda Radcliffe, we'll find out if we've got some people who can help meet a need. I was just thinking about the guys, and I was thinking, you know, somebody could probably make a couple of bird houses. If you're handy with woodworking, you could make a couple of bird houses, take them to a local nursing home, put them out where the patients could see them this winter, maybe go by a couple times a week and fill them up with some bird seed or something. But there's always some needs here in the community, and if we just knew what they were, we could probably meet them, because there's enough of us here in the church to do it. Thank you.
Thank you. And, you know, some of the other needs that they have are just simply for yarn and some things like that. So, you know, sometimes if you can't sit and crochet something, but you can go by and get a few skeins of yarn, that, you know, they're always welcome.
Yeah, we're glad to have
anything
it.
like that, right?
Yes, and we're going to have a display in the window with just a few of the projects. And if you don't know how and you'd like to learn, I'm not much of a teacher, but I'll try. But Virginia Smotherman had never crocheted anything, and she has an lap robe ready to go to one of the nursing homes, and so she has learned quickly, and she's enjoying it. So.
Great.
But if y'all think of anything, if you know of any need, if you know of anybody that needs something like that, let us
you have
know.
patterns to those?
Honey, we just use all kind of patterns. We've gotten some off the internet. We've got ripples.
Have a pattern.
Well, we have
But I love
ripples.
to crochet.
We have ripples. I've got plenty of patterns. We can get one off the internet for you. And we're making them anywhere from probably 30 to 36 inches wide, and you know, about 44 inches. You know, we usually hold them up about like this, and then when you sit down and fold them down your lap, they'll come down to their feet. And we don't put fringe on them so they won't get in the wheelchairs. But if you put fringe on them, we'll take the Shepherd's House. You know, we'll find somebody that needs one. Yeah, okay? All right, thank you.
Thank
Just
you.
get in touch with me and I'll get you a pack.
Okay.
Okay. Let them across a little bit. I'm in the phone booth, and I'm here about every time the doors are open.
Linda does a lot here. And I appreciate her coming by. She's been working on those, on the crocheting and the knitting and everything for a while now. And I make the little labels that they put in there so that it says it's a gift from First Baptist. And, you know, so it's one of those things that lots of people could be involved in, lots of different layers of it. And they're calling that a shepherd's heart. That's what they're calling that ministry program, I guess, right now. And it's fairly new. So anybody that'd like to jump in there with them, I'm sure they'd love to have you. But we'll get back to our list. Gift of service, audio video committee, baptism committee, another one of those behind the scenes that, you know, we need people that are good at giving hugs and encouragement and you know, helping people. Some are anxious before they're baptized sometimes, you know, the little kids, they're afraid of what's going to happen maybe. You know, then you also need people that just go in and mop up the floor. Because, you know, when they come out of that with those robes on, those robes are just absolutely full of water, and it just goes all over the floor back there. And it takes us a good while